Sheldon meticulously aligns his clipboard with the table's edge, each movement precise and deliberate. His murmurs of equations float in the air as Leonard watches, baffled but intrigued by the seemingly cryptic calculations. Suddenly, the quiet concentration is shattered as Penny breezes in, snatching a cupcake from Sheldon's carefully labeled containers. A tense silence fills the room. "Penny, that cupcake was designated for Tuesday. You are officially blacklisted," Sheldon announces, his tone chillingly serious as Leonard braces for the fallout. Leonard attempts to defuse the situation, explaining that it's just a cupcake. But Penny, far from apologetic, decides to escalate. The following day, she strides into the apartment, her smile mischievous, and places her coffee cup perilously close to Sheldon's meticulously reserved spot. "Careful, Penny," he warns, his voice tinged with menace. Her smirk remains unshaken. From this moment, a war of wills begins, evolving into a series of outrageous pranks that transform their everyday routines into a battleground of hilarity. Penny takes the rivalry a step further by draping Sheldon's prized color-coded socks across the stair railing, mocking his obsession with order. Furious, Sheldon strikes back with a bold move of his own, posting a sign on Penny's door that declares it a quarantine zone. Leonard observes helplessly, caught between amusement at their antics and dread of the inevitable escalation. As their conflict intensifies, the apartment morphs into a stage for increasingly elaborate and absurd pranks that leave no room for peace. While Sheldon and Penny wage their prank war, Howard and Raj embark on their own escapade, drawn by a tantalizing rumor about the location of the America's Next Top Model house. Armed with dubious maps and wild theories, they navigate the city, debating their way through comically incorrect guesses. Their misadventures serve as a hilarious counterpoint to the chaos unfolding in the apartment, weaving two storylines together into a tapestry of comedic absurdity that keeps the laughs rolling from all angles. Penny's next move pushes the rivalry into even more audacious territory. She fashions an impromptu flagpole out of Sheldon's underwear and plants it proudly on the rooftop, ensuring it flutters conspicuously for the neighbors to see. Sheldon's outraged scream reverberates through the building, while Leonard facepalms, fully aware that this bold provocation guarantees an even more dramatic retaliation. Penny, however, laughs triumphantly, savoring her moment of victory in their increasingly over-the-top feud. Unwilling to let Penny have the upper hand, Sheldon drafts an extensive 16-page document titled The Apartment Code of Conduct. Filled with detailed bylaws and penalties, the manifesto is presented with the gravitas of a courtroom argument. Leonard, ever the mediator, attempts to intervene, but his efforts are fruitless as Sheldon delivers his declarations with unmatched solemnity. Penny dismisses the document with a scoff, her eyes already gleaming with ideas for her next playful, yet biting counterattack. Meanwhile, Howard and Raj believe they finally found America's Next Top Model house, but their excitement is short-lived. Upon arrival, they realize the building is actually a private mansion. Their enthusiasm crumbles further when security swiftly escorts them off the property. Disheartened but amused, they return to the apartment, where their exaggerated retelling of the debacle brings laughter and momentarily shifts attention away from Penny and Sheldon's intensifying antics, providing a much-needed comic diversion. The feud between Penny and Sheldon reaches its zenith during an impromptu apartment meeting. Penny commandeers Sheldon's cherished whiteboard, gleefully doodling exaggerated caricatures mocking his routines. Leonard, seated between them like a beleaguered referee, makes a last-ditch attempt to broker peace. However, his pleas fall on deaf ears as Penny doubles down on her antics, and Sheldon, his irritation peaking, counters with a tirade of indignant protests. Their rivalry, fueled by stubbornness, shows no signs of abating. Howard and Raj return from their escapade, recounting every detail of their misadventure in an exaggerated comedic manner. Their tale temporarily diffuses the tension in the apartment as everyone laughs at their antics. Even Penny and Sheldon share reluctant chuckles, but the fragile truce is short-lived. As soon as Sheldon notices the mocking caricatures Penny left on his whiteboard, the ceasefire ends abruptly. Renewed with vigor, the duo resumes their prank war with even greater determination. In an unexpected turn, Penny offers an apology, initially appearing genuine in her effort to mend fences. However, when Sheldon counters with a peace offering in the form of a gift card to a rigidly structured cafe, Penny quickly recognizes his underlying intent. Seizing the opportunity, she flips the situation, mocking Sheldon's overly calculated gesture and reigniting their playful yet relentless battle. Leonard, exasperated, groans aloud, resigning himself to the perpetual chaos between his two friends. Determined to regain the upper hand, Sheldon devises an intricate scheme. He crafts a decoy package addressed to Penny, designed with meticulous care to serve as a trap. When Penny opens it, she finds nothing but a note declaring, "You've been Sheldonized." Her response is an uncontrollable fit of laughter, filling the room with echoes of amusement. Leonard, on the other hand, buries his face in his hands, muttering in defeat about the futility of his role as mediator in their endless war of wits. Inspired by their misadventures, Howard and Raj decide to turn their failed quest into a podcast, recounting their search for the top model house. To their astonishment, the podcast becomes an instant hit, drawing thousands of listeners amused by their comedic storytelling. The unexpected success of their project ties back into the main narrative when Leonard casually references the podcast during one of Penny and Sheldon's most heated moments, sparking laughter and briefly diffusing their ongoing rivalry. As the prank war reaches a fever pitch, the apartment is transformed into a chaotic battlefield. Every inch of the space becomes a testament to their escalating antics, with zones marked and objects rearranged in increasingly elaborate ways. Exhausted by the constant disruptions, Leonard delivers an impassioned speech about the need for respect and boundaries. His dramatic appeal urges both Penny and Sheldon to consider the impact of their antics, though his plea barely registers amidst their competitive zeal. Reluctantly, Penny and Sheldon shake hands, each muttering something inaudible about who truly emerged victorious. Though they agree to a formal truce, their mischievous smiles suggest otherwise. Leonard lets out a resigned sigh, already bracing himself for the inevitable resurgence of their antics. For now, however, he cherishes the fleeting moment of calm, appreciating the temporary reprieve in what has become a cycle of hilarity and chaos, knowing it won't last long. As the episode concludes, Sheldon discovers his apartment code of conduct prominently displayed on the hallway bulletin board, adorned with Penny's sarcastic edits. He stares at the altered rules, his expression a mix of outrage and determination. Clutching his clipboard, he begins drafting his next plan of action. The camera pans out as Leonard, visibly worn, mutters, "I really need new friends." The scene encapsulates the chaotic humor of their lives, leaving viewers eager for the next chapter in their antics.